Also directly ahead, the media goes absolutely apoplectic over the president shutting down Nancy's overseas trip. Dan Bongino, Kerry Pickett are next. And this time, the hate Trump media, they're having a meltdown over the president canceling Speaker Pelosi's trip amid, let's see, a life and death situation at our border, government shutdown. Take a look. Predictable media reaction.
It's using the U.S. military to get revenge on the Speaker of the House.
Well, our nation's capital has officially become a playground, Brooke. The president has responded in sort of a childish way is the only way to describe it.
The only phrase that comes to mind is nanny, nanny, boo-boo.
Right. Sandbox. Get out of the sandbox. There's always a Russia thread to pull. She was also going to stop by NATO. Yeah. So that visit also off.
The move seen in some quarters as an effort to try to divert attention from the Russia investigation.
This is not disconnected from the Russian story. The goal of the Russians, if you read Malcolm Nance's book, The Plot to Destroy Democracy, their goal was to destabilize the West and to sow chaos in the American government. Anybody watching TV would agree that is exactly what's happening.
All right, joining us now with reaction, former Secret Service agent and the host of the Dan Bongino Show podcast, Dan Bongino, and from the Daily Caller, Sirius XM Patriot radio host Kerry Pickett. Good to see you both. You actually, Kerry, have interviewed Nancy Pelosi the last couple of days, and, you know, she made up whole cloth the story about the State of the Union not being safe. She didn't ask the Secret Service or the Department of Homeland Security, but the reality is she's been invited almost every day to meet with the president, and they refuse to even talk to him.
Absolutely, Sean. And you know what? Here's the thing. The Democrats really don't have any sort of incentive to stay in Washington. As far as they're concerned, they can pretty much just delay this entire process as much as they want, because in a way they can sort of look at this as their sort of revenge for, say, the Republicans never seating Merrick Garland. They can say, well, we're getting back at you. We are officially in 2020 election cycle at this point. This is a political attack. And so I don't see how the media can expect for Donald Trump to not counterpunch. That is his signature. And frankly, when I heard from, say, House Majority Whip Jim Clyburn saying, well, you know, there is precedent for presidents to only submit in writing the State of the Union, that's just nonsense, because the only time presidents ever submitted in writing the State of the Union, that was back when members of Congress were riding on horses and covered wagons to go to Congress. You know, now we're in the era of mass media and mass transit where presidents can deliver their messages that way.
You know, the one thing I would say, Dan, to the president is this. What he's standing up for here, having met and interviewed way too many angel moms and dads and families, and seeing 90% of the heroin in this country coming across the southern border, human trafficking, drug trafficking, cartels, gangs, seeing all of this, the president stayed home for Christmas. They went on vacation. They're going on luxurious, lobbyist-paid junkets to resorts in Puerto Rico. The president stays and invites them to the White House. Same thing, she's going to be gone when the furloughed employees should be paid, and they can't possibly have a deal when she's away. So to me, the president is right on all points here, and I just think should hold the line. And I don't care which option he uses to fund the wall, but he needs to keep that promise.
Finally, Sean, we got a fighter. You know, I'm all in. I'm ready to sacrifice for this. This is the fight. This is it. This is the red line right now. We cannot lose this fight. You know, I heard someone earlier today on the network, he was saying, well, you know, maybe the president should try to take the high ground here. The high ground? Are you serious? You think there's high ground left in Washington, D.C.? This is a cesspool full of swamp rats and villains. The D.C. has no high ground left. What we need right now, Sean, is a kidney puncher.
I disagree with you. Preventing homicides, you know, again, the 2%. Preventing terrorists, criminals, cartels, gang members, drug and human trafficking, that's the high ground to me. He's got the high ground.
I get it. I am with you, brother, 100%. I know we are morally on the right side of this. I'm simply suggesting to you in this fight, trying to talk reason and facts into our liberal opponents on the other side is useless. Sean, you know as well as I do, they don't care. This is meaningless to them. It doesn't matter how many people are killed by illegal immigrants. All they care about is beating Donald Trump. And we need to recognize that fight right now and start rabbit punching below the belt. The time for Robert's Rules of Order ended on Inauguration Day with Donald Trump. And thank God he gets that and understands the fight we're in. But I'm with you. We are on the right side of this. But the Democrats don't care at all.
You know, and the thing is, to watch Steny Hoyer and to watch this new radicalism emerge, Kerry, in the Democratic Party, which we'll get into in the next segment, I don't think Nancy could dare go against them because they'll throw her out in 2 seconds.
That is so true. And keep in mind, by the way, I think Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, they're thinking about the last time they did a Democratic response to Donald Trump's Oval Office address. I don't think they want to see that going forward into the State of the Union.
All right, good to see you both. Thank you both.